One thing I respect about Battle Truth, and I will say this: when I got locked up, he said I was guilty. When I was in jail a year, he said I was guilty. When I was in jail 2 years, he said I was guilty. When he heard I was coming out, he said I was guilty. When I got out, he said I was guilty. And even right now, he said he kept the same energy. Y'all niggas will look at me in my face, shake my hand, dap me up, and say, I'm glad to see you, man. You went through a lot. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you home. Get on the internet because I just spazzed on you in a blog and you and your feelings. Y'all can't even deal with criticism.
You're right. I definitely kept the same energy. You know why? Because I know you guilty. I mean, come on. Come on, brother. Or you must be a black cat. you got to be a black cat. I know you guilty. Bro, you raped 3 different women and took them against their will at 3 different times. All in the same exact truck. They blacklighted your whole damn truck. It looked like the damn Scooby-Doo van. They blacklighted your truck. All type, it looked like a damn CSI crime scene up in there. All the DNA stuff that was up in there. They even found animal DNA up in there. Like, he unbiased for real. Hey, let me tell you something. He's not selective at all. I'm talking about that. This nigga try anything. Yeah, I've been knew you were guilty. Ladies and gentlemen, he went live yesterday. He tried to avoid touching on his court date, but he actually admitted that he do have a court date. He ain't got no choice. He always try to admit stuff after we release the paperwork on him. Then he want to do some admittance. But again, he got all the paperwork. He got all the paperwork we got. How the hell we get it first if you got paid lawyers? Come on, stop it. But this man just be stringing y'all along for the ride. This dude gonna say the court date coming up is to get the case throughout. Then he deleted the blog or put it on private after he was done. When he was asked this by some people in the comments saying, hey, you got to answer this. That new paperwork, Battle Truth and A-Dep them just put out on you. You got to answer this. Because you told us you wasn't never going to court no more. You told us you was free. You beat the case. That's what you told us. But see, y'all keep on forgetting the type of nigga this is. I don't see how y'all even let him just outsmarting y'all like this, man. We talking about a raper, man. Come on, man. The court, they not too bright. If that was the case, they wouldn't be raping people. If this man had it all together and was that smart like that, he wouldn't be raping nobody. So you know damn well he don't think right. He messy as hell. He raping, taking, not wearing condoms, leaving his DNA everywhere, and he married, and he taking date evidence and putting it in his house. Come on, let's break this down a little more. See, this what I mean. Like when this clown talking about, they took me to court. They didn't have no evidence. He's so retarded, we showing the paperwork, showing the evidence. They ran your DNA through a coded system. A GBI hit came back, pointing to you. Pointing to you on 2 of the 3 victims. The only reason why the 3rd girl DNA kit came up negative because you didn't get the bus. She jumped out the car before you got the bus. That's the only reason why. Other than that would have came back 3 for 3. But she being used against you as a character witness to Kiara and Shannon. You motioned to have her silenced. They overturned your motion. This dude sitting up here lying, talking about they ain't had no evidence against him. You a retard. And anybody believe you was a damn retard. How they don't have no evidence against this man when they got 3 different women already wrote out a statement on everything that happened on the night in question. 3 different women. That's evidence right there. Then they have your DNA. That's evidence right there. Then they raided your home and found the victim's belongings in your house. That's how they was able to find out where you live. That's how they was able to find out where you lived. Because they did the GPS on the phone. What you mean they don't got no evidence? They got more than enough evidence to convict you. Nigga, you going to prison. You going to jail, okay? You can play these games all you want. The gig is up. The gig is up. Wear it, own it. There will be justice, brother. You are a liar talking about they going to pre-trial to get the case thrown out. You are an idiot. Then it wouldn't be pre-trial, you stupid fool. If the case was going to get thrown out, they would have threw the case out years ago. If the case was going to get thrown out, they would have threw the case out during your motion of discovery. The motion of discovery is to present before the courts the evidence that's against you to have grounds to proceed and go forth with trial. If they didn't have no evidence on you during the motion of discovery, then that's when your lawyers would have argued to have the case thrown out. That's not the case. You were indicted by a grand jury of over 20 people in the court magistrates. 20 over 20. All saw the paperwork, all examined the evidence, and found grounds to indict. Who you talking to? You forget I did 10 and a half years of prison? That's how come I knew you a liar. Not only the evidence, none of your stories line up. You want us to believe that you just look so good that these women who you don't know, like you told us, just gonna let you run up in them raw. I want y'all see y'all ain't examining this. Think about this. This is what his lawyers and them arguing. His lawyers is arguing that he was tricking off with the prostitutes. I want y'all to think about this. He tricking off with the prostitutes, right? And in the process of tricking off with the prostitutes, after he was done busing, he then refused to pay them. After they did what they were hired to do, he bust, so he had to enjoy it, but he decided not to pay them. Stop right there, though. Let's examine what happens if this is true, even though we know this is not true, y'all. We know this is not true. But let's just examine if it's true. Okay, so he turning the trick with these prostitutes. They let him run up in them raw, and they don't get their money up front. The purpose of them being prostitutes is that they've been doing this. He ain't their first trick. So they know what comes with this business. We get our money up front in case somebody try to front and say, nah, man, I ain't like that. It wasn't good. You didn't even get me off. No, give me my money up front. We ain't gonna play these games. Because regardless to what happens, I ain't here for nothing. But according to him, they broke all their prostituting rules just for him. We already know it was never a party, like he said. So it was never a DJ party. And according to him, as of recently, what he talking about, he ain't even really meet the girls on Backpage. According to this, y'all need to listen to this. This right here. Go back and listen to this. He is telling on himself all through this. It's a lot of holes. If you go through all the stuff he's been saying on this video right here, against the twerking them, he telling on himself so much, it ain't even funny, man. A-Dub got a whole documentary he finna drop on him. I'm talking about just lining up all his lies with the fact. Come on, brother. Bro, if we could break you down like this in the battle rap community, do you know what they finna do to you in that courtroom? Dog, you is done. If we could cook, look, bro, if we could cook you with just 5% of the paperwork, we only got like 5% of the paperwork. They got the whole package. Dog, you're done. You're done. But let's examine his rape thing he talking about. Think about this, brothers and sisters. I want y'all to really, really get this. This is why they call me Battle Truth. Nobody breaks these niggas down like I do, because they ain't real enough. And most of you niggas can't catch up because you dumb as hell and you ain't been through enough. But let's go through this. Watch this. So according to his lawyers, what his lawyers is arguing, it was consensual sex. He did a proposition with these prostitutes on 3 different occasions, right? Each occasion, he didn't pay the prostitutes, even though he left it firm in them that he can't deny. That's why his lawyers and them can't argue he didn't do it. They had to argue that he did have sex with them, but they arguing it wasn't rape, it was consensual. But if you look at everything being said, this is not consensual. This is rape at its highest degree. A pistol is involved. How they see the pistol? How they know about the pistols? The police raided his house and actually confiscated the pistol. He got fake IDs. He talking about they ain't got no evidence on him. He got fake IDs, lining him up with this bogus Uber service. He got a burnout phone that he was using as the Uber service when people call the phone. He acting like, yeah, unbiased Uber services. How may I help you? Then when he pulling up on women, and then they think that because you know the car ain't spray painted as a company, it's just a regular car coming up. He flashing them the fake ID. Yeah, you called for a ride. Look, you know what I'm saying? It's me. Yeah, it's my business. So now he want to present himself to the women like he got money. So he got a fake ID and a fake burnout phone that he personally used for this bogus company that he's been using to assist in his raping. Then he in the truck with no brakes so that they can't get out. 2 of the 3 victims had to jump out of the car while it was moving. But hold on. Let's just say if what he was saying was true, that this was a situation where he had sex with these girls and didn't pay them. And these 3 black women, even though one of them is a nurse that worked at the very same hospital as his mama, and she's 51 years old. That's Karen Hill. But let's go back. Let's say his story was true. That it was just some tricking off gone bad. This had to be an unlucky guy. See right there. True? I know. This had to be an unlucky guy to run against 3 women. And in the process of running against 3 women, all 3 of them charged in rape on him. 3 women, 3 different times, all 3 of them charging rape on him. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Israel, sit down. What are we talking about? But this is the part I want to touch on right here. We know that. I'm gonna touch on something we never talked about. Okay? Talk about this. So let's use his lawyer's argument. He had sex with these girls, it was consensual, and in the process of him having sex with them, and it was consensual, he didn't pay them. So they wanted to be vindictive, according to his lawyers, and charge rape. Now, think about that. They have to say they have to use this same thing for 3 different women. But watch this. What happens? These 3 black women. You hired them for sex. They gave you sex. Then you bust inside of them, no condom. How do that conversation go when they ask for their pay and you say you're not giving them nothing? Think about that. See, brothers and sisters, let's talk about that. How did that conversation go? If that's really the truth. That it was just some prostituting gone bad because you wanted to be vindictive and real shifty and dirty and grimy to hire these prostitutes for sex, bust, only to then not pay them. So how did that conversation go then? How did that conversation go? It couldn't have been a happy one. It couldn't have been a calm one. When these women, they let you bust up inside them and then you don't pay them neither. So how did that conversation go? Huh? So all along, think about this, y'all. Get into the mind of this rapist. Think about this. So you knowingly knew while you was having sex with these women, you wasn't going to pay them, which meant you had to be prepared for their attitude and anger when they found out that they had just been played. And these black women, how did that conversation go? So that meant you was ready to hurt them as a result of it. Because you got to know if you having sex with these black women and they prostitutes and you ain't paying them and y'all still together, that it's going down. So you was ready to hurt them. That's why I asked the question and say this. This is why I asked the question and say this. Where were you taking them? Where were you taking them at? Where was you taking them? That they had to jump out of the car after you assaulted and raped them, allegedly. Allegedly. Where were you taking them? If you already had sex with them, you refused to pay them, and the car still moved. Where was you going to take them? Where was you on your way to? And we supposed to believe you just started raping these women at the age of 40, allegedly? Come on, brother, I'm not buying that. You got a real Jeffrey Dahmer cabin somewhere. You got a real John Ryan Gacy drywall somewhere in your damn house and apartment. You got a real Chicago Homie the Clown truck. Come on, man. We ain't gonna play no games. I'm telling you something that's real. I'm telling you something that's true. I'm telling you what this guy done. Allegedly. Now you got your court date. March 24, 2022. Now you got your court date. How you gonna get around it? It's always some game. It's always some trash. You always lying. And it's easy to bust you out. You sound stupid. You're not gonna drop your case at no pre-trial. You going in, you either gonna accept that plea deal, or they gonna say it's gonna be jury selection that same day. Simple as that. We got people who gonna be there, so you ain't gonna be able to get up out of it. Nobody dropping no case. He try to play y'all every time, man. He got an excuse for everything. It's always a lie with this dude. Ain't nobody stupid like that. They got more than enough evidence on you, boy. This is a slam dunk case, man. You're done. You cooked. It ain't no way you can get around this, bro. They don't even need the victims them no more. They already got their statements and evidence against you. Let's say the victims them don't show up. They still got the evidence and everything against you, bro. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Yeah, they finna hang this dude. He got 2 more trials to go through. That's why it was taking so long. That's why it was taking so long for them to send him to court, because he got 3 different cases. He got 3 different cases, and he gonna be tried separately on each one. So his counsel got to get time to regroup, get himself together. He hired a lawyer, dropped the lawyer. The judge got changed over. Another judge had to pick it up. The DNA got changed, so another DA. Another DA had to pick up the case. So of course, all that work in your favor, motion after motion after motion after motion, buying time. So your counsel need to get their stuff together because you got different trials. The state's attorney needed to get caught up in the case, so she needed time to go through the work, taking over the other prosecutors, taking over for the other prosecutor. The judge had to get caught up to speed on your stuff so they can have knowledge of what's going on. So all those motions worked in your favor. Just bought you more and more time. Now your time then ran out, brother. You are a liar. Because you clearly said you wasn't going back to court no more. You clearly had this whole battle rap community believing your charges were dropped. That's what you did. That being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. Make my judgment. That's some question. It's yours. Unbiased, set for trial, March 24th, 2022. Exposed again for lying. After he said to the battle rap community he is never going to court again. Now he just did a live yesterday admitting he have to go to court on the 24th. But now he talking about, well, we only going so that we could get the case thrown out. They not throwing out no damn case at no pre-trial, you idiot. Who you talking to? You're going to take the plea, and if you're not going to take the plea, they're going to do trial. They're going to set the trial date. That's all that is. That's all that is. And you're going to prison. You're not going to beat this. They got way more than enough evidence against you. You are a liar. Everything you lied about was a lie. You lied about your history and relationship with the girls, whether it's true or not. According to the girls, they didn't know you at all. According to what you just said and what your lawyers and them arguing, you been knew these girls. You got text messages. But he never showed the paperwork, do he, people? He never showed the paperwork. All he want to do is just tell. Let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all what happened. He never showed the paperwork, ever. Never. Always his side of the story. Man, get up out of here. That being said, it's your boy Battle Truth. Make my judgment. That's a question. It's yours. You said you wasn't going back to court no more. You said all your charges was dropped. You said they didn't have no evidence on you. Come to find out, all of that was a lie. Trial is set for him. And put this document up so people can see it again. While the clown sitting here lying. There we go. That's a court date, people. Read it and weep. This is legit paperwork. Don't let nobody lie. This legit paperwork is real. This is court date. We going to court. This is court date. And he went live last night admitting he do have his court date, that he will be in court. But the lie this time is he getting the case throughout at pretrial. Like, really, you getting the case throughout. On what grounds? All this evidence against you, on what grounds? Come on, man.